Welcome back, everybody, to A Record of My Father. Today we're going to be talking about shaving. I shave down. I don't shave up anymore. I used to shave up on my neck. Apparently, that's good to get ingrown hairs. But other than that, I
Show
think
it to me. What do you mean? Like
shave
that?
down. Down as in
You don't
towards your
shave,
feet.
you shave like this on your neck?
No, 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 not up on
I
my neck.
shave, I shave up on my neck, down on my face. How do you do?
You get a cleaner shave if you shave up on your neck, too, I see.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't feel it. I shaved today and I can feel grit, but not heavy.
Yeah,
But
that's
I'm
fair.
like, I mean, shaving has just changed so much in the last 4 or 5 years. I
Well, I used
imagine,
to. Yeah, what do you say?
go ahead.
I was gonna say, I had the automatic shaver for a long time, and one day I woke up and I used it, and I realized I wasn't getting a clean shave at all, and I was just ignoring it like it'd be patchy. It looked really, really bad, you know. It
But
looked
you're a kid,
really,
you don't
really bad.
care.
Yeah,
I
and then I
mean,
grew up and then I cared.
I don't remember the first time I shaved. I learned how to shave on my own. I didn't have anybody. I watched my father shave for a long time. He had like one of those 1950 old Gillette straights where it rolls up in the middle and the top opens up like a
Yeah.
volcano and you slip the razor in the bottom and then you zip it down and then he would put hot water in the sink with a little bit of soap and he would or no, just hot water in the sink, put the stob in and then with stop was usually a washcloth, and then take the saber and rake it down the side of the face, race it, and then wash it off in the thing and do the up, and then wash it off in the thing, and that was that. It was
Yeah.
3 4 minutes. I mean, me growing up, I'm trying to remember the first time. I don't think I shaved until I was almost 20, maybe because I never did all that. I grew a little goatee beard and one of those fake mustaches, that you always see for like 19-year-olds or 16-year-olds.
The
Where
pencil mustache.
yeah, it was sort of like it looked like it was you wanted it to be a mustache, but you really weren't there. Testosterone or whatever the hell you call it, whatever makes the hair on your face wasn't there. But then within time, all that changed. I mean, it got from sparse, but I always had a chin beard. I would have it
Hmm.
come down, and I had like a little 1 inch, a hillbilly beard is what we used to call him.
Hail
But
Bill
with a
Beer.
mustache, it wasn't as hillbilly. It was more cool, because I was cool. I was not a hillbilly,
Well, I grew a
you
beard
know.
out for Mongolia.
Yeah,
That was the first time since the pandemic because I grew out a neck beard
yeah.
during the
How old are you
pandemic.
right now?
Right now I'm 26,
Hmm.
going on 72. Gosh, but
Yeah, you think about that. You think about the different how long it took you to where you would get full facial hair, and how when you were a kid. I mean, did you want a beard?
no, I never did because all the people I see that have beards, like I don't understand why. I feel like they all look better clean shaven.
Oh,
I
you
can't
look.
really
I
think
wouldn't
of
argue that.
one friend. Oh,
Yeah,
you
I
wouldn't
think
argue?
yeah, I wouldn't argue that. I would say that you do it or you wanted to do it. So it was more like, oh, big Paul Bunyan. Because when I was growing up, TV shows were like uh, uh, Grizzly Adams and all these people. They all had, they were showing all the people in the cowboy days that had facial hair and beards and everything because, shaving wasn't as prevalent. I mean, it's funny when you look at the history of shaving, and I pull that up. I mean, it goes back to 100,000 BC, people used to shave with shells. Can you imagine that?
That would hurt. I don't know about that.
As early as 100,000 BC, ancient Egypt, shaving was common for hygiene as a sign of social status, using stone or bronze razors.
Well, it's expensive. It's an expensive thing, right? Well,
Yeah.
that's you want to know what really does a clean shave for me, other than the fact that I just got sold fake Gillette Fusion razors at the CVS. I'm using them. They feel like $2 razors, razor blades.
Ooh.
They feel terrible. I'm like, these are fake. I'm like,
Yeah.
they sold me fake razor blades at a CVS.
$38.
Yeah, they were fucking $40. It was
40. Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, that's what they are. I mean,
44 four pack. It's insane. But
it's absurd.
it has to really do, no matter how hard the blade tugs on you, if you have a good shaving cream, it's amazing. You can
Yeah.
really get through it. if you have a really good shaving cream, which brings me to my next point. Women have shaving lotion, but they don't have shaving cream that foams. And what I started to notice is male bath products foam so that we know that they're working. Like she gave me this, my girlfriend gave me this lotion the other day. I'm like, how do you know that it's even working? And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, it's not foaming. And I'm like, isn't that interesting?
That you think that way.
Yeah.
I would say that I had this what is it? What are the guys that sell you the 10-cent razors now? Um,
Oh, Harry's.
Harry's. I get Harry's through the mail, and I got this aftershave cream, which I didn't realize was aftershave cream, and I took it as my cream, and that sounds wrong, but I went on a trip, and I put it on my face thinking it was shaving cream, and it wasn't. And I shaved with it, and I got to tell you, it was the closest best shave I've ever had.
Did it burn?
No, not at all. It was great.
Really?
It was
Wow.
so good. It was cool. It like it moisturized my face at the same time. I mean, it was just like, and I used to use shaving cream, but it dries my skin out really bad. So I use like a gel, and I'm always using the Sensa gel and all that. I know a lot of I had friends,
Nivea
black,
has a good one.
you know,
I use the Nivea one right now that I'm almost out of
yeah.
after about a year.
Well, you know that like
And
certain
it's really
people
good.
they develop below the neck, and predominantly black people have men in particular have ingrown hairs on the neck, and they
Yeah.
have certain special dispensations so they don't have to shave, as close as you want because it's just nasty. The hairs curl and they because you got a real if you got a real curly beard coming out, and when you're 19. That's when you're getting acne all over your face because your hair's real curly when it first starts out, the olden days. And you
Well, I
look back,
got
it's like,
acne from smoking, I think. Remember my acne? My acne was
oh
bad.
yeah, you had horrible.
Pizza face, straight pizza face,
Hmm.
cratering everything. But mom took it upon herself to do or have me do really microdermabrasion,
Hmm.
which I gotta tell you, like I have the best skin of anybody I know. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Because of microdermabrasion. This is basically kind of an ad plug for microdermabrasion. If you don't like your
What
face and you have obtrusions on your face, go get some microdermabrasion. It's great.
did you go
I
do
think it's
Accutane
insurance
too?
too. Yeah, I did Accutane as well. But
Yeah, and that's what makes you kill yourself. Yeah.
it wasn't really, well, the Accutane of course helped.
Yeah.
But and it helped numb the whatever it is, the pituitary gland so that it's not overactive.
Yeah.
But that's really what it does is shrinks your pituitary gland so that you don't release as many hormones. But at the
Ah.
same time, what really helps after the fact, because you could take Accutane, but then like you can have the worst pitting of your life. And
Yeah.
what it's all about is what you do after is the
I mean,
microderm.
that's surprising that you don't have any pity because
Microderm, that's why
you had like and you know what's weird
it
is
was
like
foul. Yeah.
it was worse than what I'd seen on the worst acne I'd seen in college. I mean, high school, because usually it's around 10th to 11th to 10th to 12th grade, right in that zone there is when people just got just bad, just really, really bad,
10,
you know?
11, yeah, because people start smoking too.
Right.
And then I think your body's like, what are you doing? What are you doing here? And then you're
Yeah.
releasing hormones. And then every time you touch your face in any sort of manner, it
Well, that's what I
at
was
that
learning.
age is crazy. Yeah.
I remember in high school, that was the thing, you always do, and okay, that's a zit. Okay, that's a zit.
Exactly.
And then when you get them, you're like, okay, what do you do? Do you pop your zit or do you like leave it to go until you get home? And because you didn't want people to see it, because then they'd all go, oh, you got a zit in the middle of your forehead. And it's like, do you know who knows that more than anybody else in the world? Me. Okay.
I never
That
really cared. I don't know
you
why.
were you
Like
were amazingly
you always asked
confident.
me, yeah, like why? You're like, don't you care about how ugly you are? I'm like, not really. Maybe if you stop saying it all the time, I wouldn't care as much. But no, I never really
Well, no,
cared
no,
that
I always
much.
couched it with you're fat and stupid too. So
Yeah,
I
but
think
that
you
didn't
really
work. That didn't
focused on
work.
those. No, I do not remember ever being critical of your acne because I, as a person in high school, had acne. It wasn't crazy. It was bad, or every high school kid's acne is bad to them. But it wasn't. It was like not even near what you had, and it horrified me. It made me feel like I was the lowest, most disgusting, scummy person on the face of the earth because I had a zit that people would see, and yet everybody and I saved up money to buy like what are all the different? There was all these different.
There's that one brand that everybody took in the 70s,
Yeah.
which I
Well.
can't remember what it was called,
Yep.
but it was one specific white tube that everybody
Yep.
had. It
I
wasn't,
know.
and I can't think of what it is right now. Because when I grew up, it was a different time for facial kind of cleansers. Because facial cleansers, in my mind, really burst into the market in the early 2000s, 2010, and stuff like that. Because then you started getting like the microbead stuff, where
Yeah.
it was like a scrub or something like that. And then you could scrub your face and what have you.
Clearasil.
Clear cell. Yeah, there you go.
Clearasil and Oxy. I did Oxy pads. I remember them.
Oxypad is what I was thinking of. That was the
Oxy
one.
pads, if I remember correctly, Oxy pads to get a little jar of them was $9.99 in 1976 or 77. Okay.
Wait, how much was
Eh,
it?
It was over $9.
Oh my God.
Yeah, yeah. And for me, as a kid who earned $2.35 an hour, I had to work a full shift after tax to take the money to be able to afford one jar. And that's what
Jeez.
and it was weird because when it came on, it was first I was like, oh, what's this? Oh, it's acne. Oh, and then everybody going, you got that. And it doesn't take everybody. It takes one or two people to set you off to where you're incredibly self-conscious because that's what happens when you're that age and you're all freaked out about it, and I think and it's the most horrible thing in the world for you alone to face. And it's weird that nobody else has bad acne except you.
Yeah.
It's
No,
it's
that's for sure.
really I gotta say that I am just amazed at what a strong person you were that you were just like fuck it.
I
And
never
I'd never
gave a care. I don't care about a lot of things, you know. I don't
well
care
but
about many
that's not
things.
nobody had everybody else like they freak out when there's something wrong in society's terms with your face. Okay.
Yeah.
They do. If you grew a mustache and half of it was blank, they would be like, dude, that's weird. And typically if you start pointing out about what's wrong with somebody, they will do one of two things. They'll either become defensive or self-conscious. And most people in their teens are incredibly self-conscious. So they immediately look inward and go like, oh, I'm uglier than everybody else. And even though, everybody else is pizza faced, and they're like, it becomes that yours is much worse than theirs, even if they're completely covered and you have two. It's
Hmm.
just a weird, this is my memory, not yours. You, I was so impressed with because you were like, whatever. And I don't know if that was some outward facade, but you had the strongest character when it came to that. And you had the most horrible acting I've seen. And yet you just, whatever.
Yeah. The only thing that
You
pissed
also
me
had the prettiest
off,
girlfriend, which was sort
that
of
is
different.
true. And then
Yeah.
she had sex with all my friends, you know, and that's what happens when you're in high school, and
Well,
and then you become miserable for the next five
what,
years. But we're
what
not going to talk about that. We're going to talk
I was going to
about.
say that every girl that I've ever been in love with and dated before my wife is most likely had sex with a bunch of men after me,
But them being close friends of yours
except for the ones I
is
killed.
kind of terrible. I don't know. Just
Yeah.
gonna
Oh,
say
yeah.
that's kind of demoralizing when you're 17.
Hmm.
And yeah. But at the same
No, you
time,
can't. You're right. You're right. I'm trying
no,
to.
there's a
I'm trying
moral
to
and
play it down,
ethical
and it's not.
clause with somebody that you break up with that you're not going to pursue their friends. And if you do, or the other party does, they are human trash. I think
Yeah.
that's kind of
I've
just what
never.
it
I've
is.
I've
But
never experienced that.
Yeah, my life was a movie in high school. I really was, and it was a miserable movie at that towards the end there. But
Yeah.
you know what? It is what it is. I went to a public Ivy, and then I'm really successful now.
And
So
you've
that's
got
all I have
amazing
to say.
cheeks.
I do, and I have really nice skin
Really,
compared
I
to
mean, which is
everybody I
like,
went to high school with. I mean, gosh.
yeah, I'm like really surprised.
No, no, it's incredible. If anything, I would do microdermabrasion at any age. I think that it is
Hmm.
surefire way. I wonder if it has to do with loose skin too, if it makes your skin tighter. Because
You
it's
think?
sucking all the stuff out of it. I don't know, probably.
Well, that's more liposuction. I mean, me, this is nothing but fat. I'm a fat.
Yeah.
If
Is
I
it?
do
I don't think
this,
it I thought it was skin.
no, I was at the X-ray lady today, and I was laughing about that, and she was taking a picture of my neck, and I was looking up like that, and I said, "This is how I don't get fat," and she's like,
I don't
"What?"
think it's fat. I think it's skin.
Turkey neck. When you get older, well, yeah, I
Because
think what
gravity.
happens is that right now I am. You'll love this. I'm 215. Uh,
I'm
I
10
don't know what
pounds away
happened.
from you.
I
I'm
don't know where
10
the
pounds
weight.
from you.
I don't know what happened, but probably 10 days ago, about 10, something happened. I went down to like 205 20 days ago, and then I blew to 230. I was two
Whoa.
I was 230 10 days ago. And now I'm 215.
Huh.
I'm 15 pounds lighter than
Incredible.
I was last Monday. Okay.
Incredible.
So, and I can pop 5 pounds in a day,
Yeah,
but
me too.
I can't do it every day, you
No.
know?
Well, that was like you're supposed to go to Europe and then fucking lose weight. I came back, I gained 15 pounds. What the hell is that about? I don't know. I don't know. Well, we clocked like 25,000 steps a day. It was crazy. And I came back, I went from 192 to 205.
Do you think it's your
Crazy.
your eating habits and your working out habits and things
I'm
like
not
that that
even
change?
drinking that much alcohol either, which is like that's
Hold
kind
it.
of what you
Now,
got to watch out
you're
for.
brown, so when you say that much, what does that mean? 2 gallons
Only
a day?
about a gallon every other day, but that's not that much. But I
Is that
think
liquor, wine, or beer?
no, that's actually a big beer drinker. Big beer drinker
Okay.
in Europe, but not that big of a beer drinker. I'm telling you, not every day,
You're not. But
not even every other day, right?
beer's the fat, man. That's the beer belly. That's the gut.
That's what I tend to avoid. Gin and tonic is what I go for normally.
Hmm.
Because if I drink too many gin and tonics, then my stomach gets upset. So I have one. And then
Yeah.
I don't want to drink anything else because I have gin in my mouth.
If
That,
I mean, liquor to me is a bicycle.
yeah.
I get on it and I ain't getting off it until I crash. Okay, that's just the way it is.
Only
You
if that
just,
applied for a real bicycle. Oh my
I
gosh.
don't know, man. I ain't getting off this bike until I crash.
Do
What?
you think you'll ever ride a bicycle ever again? Honestly,
Uh, I
like in your life?
have a ridiculously expensive bicycle that I bought 10 years ago, sitting in my oh my God, I'm trying to think of the last time I rode a bike. It's been a long time.
That's why I raised the question.
I would like to do that. That'd be kind of cool. If
Let's
you come
go
back during
ride
the
a bike.
summertime.
Well, my eighth grade bicycle got stolen by I'm not even gonna blame it on a homeless or somebody like
It was
that.
the management. It was
That was an inside job, hands down, an inside job. And
Do you think we should warn what's his name about going there? That they'll steal stuff?
no, 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 that wasn't at that apartment
That
complex.
wasn't at the Kenmore?
That was at my current apartment complex. Yeah, yeah.
Oh. Oh,
And then
okay.
I said my bike got stolen from the garage to the landlord. She was like, "Oh, contact security." I said, "Okay, contact security." I said, "Can I get my security footage?" They said, "Oh, can you give us $75 so that we can see who stole your bike?" And I'm like, "You know what they do too? They would cut the footage so that it was a whole day. It was 24 hours. I'm sure they would. And then they'd send, "Oh, here's the day of like your bike getting stolen." And then I'd have to cut the footage myself for $75. What a bunch of God. That I was so
Hmm.
disheartened. I hope I there's a special place in hell for those people. There really is. But I
Well, did they have a
digest.
security booth?
No, no, it's contracted out
Yeah.
to another company, and I never see security people.
So
What's
you know what
really
you do? You know
I
what you
bet the
do?
cameras are fake too. What?
No, but you know what you do?
What?
Black paint.
Oh, just spray paint them?
And spray it on a camera. You spray it on a camera lens, throwing it away again, need a new one.
You know what's funny is
And just make
that's
sure you're not shot with a camera. You just spray it on there and go like, well, did you pay $75 for the footage to find out that I did it?
somebody came in and stole our packages. Well, no, yeah, like the first couple months that I was there, and they spray painted the camera in the lobby, and they just cleaned the camera. They just I don't know how they did it. They got because there's spray paint all over the wall,
Oh,
and I'm like I can't imagine that the camera's that clean now, but I don't
no,
know
that's probably why you don't get. That's why they said we need you to pay us, and you were like, everybody just leaves if we ask them to pay us. We don't really need a camera anymore.
exactly. That's kind of a
That'll be
good
six
idea.
hundred dollars for the footage just for your $200 bike. You're like, oh
Exactly. Well, the bike was
yeah,
400, the deductible was 400, and then it was going to be 475 for the whole thing. So I was like, fuck it. All right,
yeah.
forget it.
I think the
Forget
worst I
it. Yeah.
yeah, but I haven't. I mean, I have a really nice bike. I rode periodically, and then I this has been the year of fixing Phil. I've messed up so many parts of my body that I haven't had that capability. That's why I shave a lot.
Well, if you think
And
about it, biking's better than walking, hands down. I
oh,
mean,
absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely. When they talk about running and getting yourself in better shape and stuff like that, I have a buddy Bob. Hey, we're going to the Rose Bowl with him. That he's an avid biker. I mean, he's biked across the United States. He's oh, you did Centurion today, and I'm like, what the hell is that? A Century, which is 100 miles in a day. Which I'm like, we did 14 centuries in a row. And you're just whoa, and I'm doing 9 miles, and I'm like, hey, I'm done.
I remember the last time that I seriously rode, I rode 75 miles with Sod Quasi when I was in seventh grade. That was crazy. Oh my gosh. Like he had a phone pedometer thing that
Mhm.
measured how far we went. We rode 75 miles in one day. That was crazy. Oh my gosh.
Wow, it's
Yeah.
crazy, over the top, nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
but
can
back
just
to
do anything
shaving.
at that age because you're
You
not
think about
smoking.
shaving. So you've had a neck beard, you had a regular beard, right?
Yeah, yeah. I've had both. I've had a mustache for like 2 weeks. I had sideburns recently. Those are just trashy if you think about it.
Yeah, you
Like
look really prostitute-y. When I looked at that, I was just like,
I looked
dude, I
bad.
think I need to hire you to like clean my trash cans or something.
I looked really, really bad. The only way I'd do it is if I could disappear for like a year, grow some really killer mutton chops, then
Yeah,
come back, then do it, you know?
right, right.
But the process of growing the mutton chops is awful. It's a
Yeah.
terrible process. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. But that yeah,
When you
no,
get older,
that's
that
bad.
happens. I mean, I can grow a beard in 30 days.
Could you grow mutton chops?
Probably, yeah. I'm
You should grow
sure.
some chops just
I
for
mean, it's
fun.
no shave November, and I could probably, I mean, no shave November by 15th, my face is covered. But I mean, the last time it's a white beard, and when your wife looks at you and goes like, I don't want to have sex with an older man.
Oh, that's great.
You're like, oh, okay, I'll shave. Stop it, Santa Claus. Get
Santa
away,
Claus.
get away from me, Santa Claus.
I'm
I
not no
mean,
present. I'm not
yeah,
no
you
present.
you do not look at Santa Claus as a predator. Just
Nope.
no one does. But I used to when I mean, I checked it out a lot, and I talked to a lot of in business. I would meet people and I would ask them like, what is it and it turns out if you start to analyze facial hair, that not a mustache but a beard, facial hair in general, is at best neutral. A lot of times, if I walk in and I'm trying to sell you something, and I have a beard and you have a beard, there's a relationship, and it's like, whoa, that yeah. But it's like that's a rarity. Most of the time, if I have a beard, you don't have a beard, and you either judge people differently that have facial hair, or have an unkept facial hair, or have, I mean, all those different things when you talk about image, when you're a customer facing person. And if you're C-level suite, you're generally at some point you're facing either the masses in the company, the masses outside of the company, uh, sometimes the press, sometimes there's all sorts of different people that you're looking to, and you want an image that appeals to the widest group. And if you think about the people that appeal to the widest group, think about the actors, think about the most successful actors, and then tell me the ones that have beards, you know,
They always get
Burl.
beers after. you know?
After they're successful, but they only
Joaquin
have them
Phoenix. I
but
mean, they
for a
all
little
this.
while, and then he
Yeah.
got rid of it.
Oh yeah, yeah. They always get rid of it. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. So it's just an act. And it's the same thing with like Brad Pitt. It's the same thing with every single person that comes through. They get a beard and then they're done with it. And that's it.
It's to
You know?
disappear, yeah, into a crowd. I think
Yeah,
that's what it
because
is.
it's overall, it's if you're in the image business, it's not positive.
Well, if you're working in food service too, you really
It's
shouldn't be
disgusting.
having a beard. I remember I was at Din Tai Fung. Here, I'll tell you another story. Went to an interview at Din Tai Fung. They didn't hire me for to replace sanitizer or whatnot. And you know what's so funny? I go in there and I see a waiter at Din Tai Fung with a beard that has a beard net on. And I'm like, you hired this guy? You hired this guy. You hired this really? Oh my God. Yeah, that was a slap in the face. Oh my
Hmm.
God. Yeah, that was crazy. I looked at him like, you just look weird. Like with a beard net on. And imagine you go into a nice restaurant, kind of expensive,
Yeah,
then your waiter's got a beard net on. Like, what?
that's disgusting.
Yeah, shave your fucking face.
No,
God.
you don't. I mean, I wouldn't wear a beard net. I don't understand that.
No,
Why would you wear a
shave your
beard net?
face.
Yeah, I guess if you have a beard net, that means that hair falls out of your beard. And
Well,
it's
no,
like,
I mean it's going to anyway, and
no,
it's
it's not. If you
policy.
comb it,
It's
if you
policy to wear a beard net there. That's what it is. You have to wear a hairnet 24/7 or something if you're
so
entering the
so if they so if they find a Cheerio on a plate, they know it's not from your beard.
exactly.
I don't know if
Exactly.
I don't know if that's a good idea. I would
Oh,
like if I find a Cheerio on my plate, I want it to be from a beard. You know,
yeah.
you think about it. I mean, we talk about shaving, and it's like I
Shaved my
think
nose
that
hairs today.
and
That was hard.
that's scissor cutting, man. Ooh.
No, no, I have an automatic one. That's
Oh
like
yeah,
I
but
think they need to reinvent that. They need to reinvent that. It's terrible.
the
Every
roto
single
rooter.
one I've ever used is bad.
Yeah,
Every single
the
one.
nose
No,
hair
I've never
cutters.
used a nose hair trimmer that's good. Ever.
Yeah, I have the one that has the light and makes the noise, and it doesn't really. It kind of goes and it goes,
Yeah.
and
The
that's when it
same.
hits the cloth. You know,
Well, mine
the
has like
the
this
cleft
weird
of hair.
guard, like this, where
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
that. It's like
So you don't
this.
bleed to death.
Yeah, but then man, the other day, oh my God, ingrown hair in my nose.
Oh,
God, oh my
you're making me
gosh.
hungry. I'm gonna have to
That
run and make
was
a.
the
I'm gonna have to make a
worst
sandwich now.
pain I've ever had in my life. And I broke my ankle and tore my tendon in my knee. Ingrown hair in the nostril,
Ooh,
worst pain I've ever had in my life. Oh my
oh,
gosh. Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, what is that?" And then it took me a while, but it was that. Yeah. No, that was
oh my
bad.
gosh, wow.
Very, very, very bad time. Oh my gosh.
Mhm. Well, I was back to shaving. Uh, I used to shave every day. It was just a matter of like even all the way up. I mean, I didn't retire till end of 2020. Even when I went in and out of working, the most I would go is 2 days. I'd skip a day and shave. And then all of a sudden, COVID came along and you didn't, no one cared. And all of a sudden, I didn't need to put on dress slacks when I went to the Giant to pick up, you know, a pint of ice cream or whatever the hell. I could wear sweats. And then I could put, and I think that COVID made us sloppier or,
100%.
or,
Seeing an
or
adult, yeah, yeah, what were you saying?
we could argue more comfortable.
In your own skin, you think?
Yeah, I was so much more comfortable. I would love the idea that I would get up in the morning and as an older person, all through my professional career, I would shower every morning and I would shave every single morning. I would rake a razor across my face, no matter how many shots I had up until 2 a.m. in the previous morning. I would razor, I would cut my face, razor, I would wash, I would shave, I would throw water in my face, and I would go to work every single day. I do that. You know, COVID hit, and all of a sudden it was like, is it necessary? I'm online. What's the big deal? And then I started showering at night. And I tell you one thing, when you shower at night, it puts you in a more relaxed mood before you go to bed, and your bed doesn't stink, as opposed to showering at 7 a.m. in the morning and then smoking 4 cigars, drinking 17 shots, eating all sorts of nasty food, eating a bunch of garlic, and then going to bed with that stinky sweat on you at the end of the day, and then waking up the next morning and washing all of it off. And it's like, you just slept in that. I mean,
There was a certain
so it's
time
so it's like
though.
for me, it was a change of life, but also the shaving is something that I started doing like at first it was like it was hard for me not to shave. I would get up every morning and go like, oh, I have like right now, I shaved this morning. I have I have if I rub my cheek against yours, I could rake your skin and be like, sandpaper.
You used to do that to me when I was a kid, and you used
Yeah,
to
just to
rub
piss
your
you off.
yeah, yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that. Good times.
Yeah. I'm a mean guy. That's what I am.
But there were times though during the pandemic where you were not happy. I don't know. Cuz you're an extrovert and you were like I'm locked
Oh yeah, it was
inside. I want
yeah.
to kill myself, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And I
I don't
never
know.
had that.
I never had feelings that I wanted to kill myself. There's
No, no,
like
I'm being esoteric,
one or
but
two times in my life I wanted to kill myself.
oh yeah.
And those came and passed really quickly. And I would say, but during COVID, I was sort of like I'm a people vampire. I'm a personal vampire. And when I go out like today, got up in the morning, the guy came to check our generator and I made friends with him. And I talked to him and I walked him through and I showed him where it was and I showed him where the box was and I walked around. I asked him if he wanted coffee and I said, if you use the bathroom, it's over here and all this stuff. And I just kind of like, and he was just like the happiest guy. And then I went to what the heck? I went and had X-rays because I got to do all these X-rays for rheumatoid arthritis and I don't have it. It's just
Arthritis.
no, they just want to prove that I don't have it, and it's $900 to
I
Medicare.
always love when I tell the doctor what I have. They're like, "No, you're not smart enough to know that." And
No.
then 90 tests later, it turns out I was right the whole time.
Well,
And yeah,
what it is they want to factually use all of the focus that they've had to prove you correct,
they
right?
want to be able to
So
charge insurance as much as possible. I heard that right. Yeah,
I
yeah.
went, I went, and I saw the lady and Naomi, Naomi, yeah, and she is at Fairfax Radiology, and I went there and I saw her again, and I said, I remember you. She goes, yeah, I remember you, and we talked. And I felt like I was supposed to hug her, but I wasn't. I felt weird because you
You
don't
don't
know
hug your.
people.
That's weird. Why would you do that? It's your doctor.
Well, we kind of like look at each other. It's like because and she tells, and we just start telling stories,
Mm.
and it's just like I do that with every single person I know. And now I am so open. I talk to the checkout lady. So how's your day? And you know what I do? When I went into the radiology lab, I walked in, I walked up to the lady, and she goes, "Oh, hi, come over here." And then I hand her my stuff, and I said, "What's your name?" Amanda. I said, "Oh, hi, Amanda. My name is Phil." And I shook her hand. And she just like looked at me. And they're like people in the waiting room, like calling her by her name. And I do that everywhere I go now. And I talk to people and I ask
Because you're
them,
holding up the line. That's why they're
yeah,
looking at you like that.
I'm that old fuck that's
No,
in
I've
front of you
seen that. I've seen
buying
that 80 year
razors.
old man do that to
Yeah.
me when I have to be somewhere,
You know
and
why?
he's like, "Well, my favorite color is blue," and I'm like,
You know
"Shut
why?
up!"
No,
What?
you know why?
What?
Because nobody engages with us.
Exactly.
So we have
Exactly.
to force engagement. And the way we force engagement is through since the beginning of this, since February, since the first tear, I have had on average, I would say if you average it all out, I've had no less than two doctor's appointments a week.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. I have had probably one, two, three, four times two, 8 times 4, 16, 24 x-rays. I have had 8 MRIs. I've had, I mean,
Jeez.
just ridiculous amounts of things. And then there's the ongoing maintenance healthcare where you have to, and there's you get a prescription and then you have to go to another place to get your doctor to authorize the prescription that they're giving, and then they don't want to have him do it, and then they won't fill the one that you wanted to. It, nuts, nuts. But
Hmm.
it's the healthcare system we live in. Anyway,
No,
that
it's a
has nothing to
nightmare.
do with shaving. I think uh, razors have something to do
You
with
ever
shaving.
shave your legs? You ever do
No,
that? Nah, me either.
no. But
I'm not a swimmer, you know?
I remember your last girlfriend pointing out that my legs are like, do you race bikes?
Yeah, because her dad would, because he was a professional cyclist. Yeah.
Right. And below my knees is naked. I have no hair.
Let me see. Let
None.
me see on mine. No, I'm good all the way down. I got
I
hair
have
on my
none. I have
legs.
none below my knees. But I also wonder, like, okay, what is that? Is that, you know, everybody I work with in concrete, they told me that if you work in concrete till you're 25, you'll be bald, and I noticed it early on.
It's like
It,
silicosis.
well, there's something in the concrete that makes, I don't know. And maybe it's factually correct or studied or whatever the case. There's calcium chloride. There's all this other kind of stuff that's in the concrete itself. And I worked that a couple seasons, but I also worked asphalt. I worked all sorts of different things. I worked asbestos. It just every bad thing that you're supposed to do, I was out there doing it and enjoying it.
It's
And that's
smoking
that's what.
cigarettes while you're doing it.
Yeah, I smoked. I was I was like a smoker like my mom, half pack a day.
I really toned down the last couple
Hmm.
of years.
Hmm.
I don't know. I've really, really toned down. One
I'm a cigar
cigarette a
smoker
day,
now.
if that. Yeah,
I'm four a day, one a day, two a day, three a day. It just
that's good.
depends upon the mode that or the whatever
You
however I
ever shave
feel,
your
actually.
head? You ever shave your head?
No, no.
No.
I'm wondering, should I get cancer and do that or not? And I
Well,
don't I'm not
yeah. When are you gonna go bald completely?
uh the old man never went bald.
I feel like your
His old
hair.
man,
Yeah,
what?
I feel like your hair now is acceptable. I don't think it's not like so esoterically freaking patchy that you need to shave it. You know, like those
No, it doesn't
people
bother me.
like
I
in
just
their
have a really
30s.
big forehead, like
Yeah.
somebody I know that I'm related
Yeah,
to.
you gave me the curse of receding hairline, and then
No,
granddad on mom's
that's your
side
granddad.
really fucked me up and gave
None of
me
this
the
shit's
worst
mine. This
hair.
is not my genes. This is you need to yell at your mother.
This is not my genes, as you say it with a giant forehead. What do you mean? What do you mean this is not my genes?
Now, mine would have been if you were a girl.
Okay, yeah. I would have been an ugly girl. I gotta tell you that. Oh
Biology,
my
man. I'm just
gosh.
making this shit as up as I go.
I would have been an ugly, ugly
No,
girl.
you'd have been beautiful. You'd be like your mother. Come
Oh, I
on.
guess you're right, yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know. That's a good point.
I mean, if you would have got the genes from your grandmother, well, then you would have been ugly. But
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking, you know. But
Mhm. No,
the
but the pictures of her when she was younger, she was very pretty, and just like my mother when she was younger, she was very pretty.
that is true though.
But
I look
it's
more like
very
mom, and
but it's very
mom
weird
is
to look at your mother and say she's
has a nice
pretty. It's just
face.
sort of a
Yeah.
uh
Well,
Oedipus thing or whatever you call that.
you're saying it's that's not Oedipus.
Yeah, okay, it's
But
Philippus.
no, I do look more like her. You're right. That is a good
Yeah.
point.
What do you
Yeah.
mean?
The hair you face her, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
Well, I have been told that Zachary is a chameleon, and when he is with Phil, he looks like Phil. When he is with Valerie, he looks like Valerie. And it's like, well, so maybe people notice the attributes that Phil has that are similar to his. Like your nose is similar to mine, I
Yeah, I was
think.
about to say that. Yeah, the
You
nose
know,
is similar.
foreheads are similar. I mean, you don't see a forehead like yours. She doesn't have that, but her dad does, which is very interesting. You have how's your cheek separation when you look at this right here?
I think that's her, right?
I mean, my I don't have a divided chin.
Cleft
I
chin. Yeah,
Yeah, you have you
I
had
do.
a whole, what do they call you? Butthole chin?
Yeah, asshole chin in elementary school.
God.
Children are terrible. I hate them
Yeah.
all. I hate
Well,
them all so
I would
much.
say that the great thing about that is they taught you how to fight.
Yep, they sure
You
did.
you did.
They didn't teach me how to shave though, and neither did
No.
you. Oh my
Yeah.
God. I just had to figure that out. But
Did you bleed that much?
not really. I was just like, is this supposed to hurt all the time? And I
No.
think I've come to the conclusion that it is. Because
Hmm.
like what I do is I don't wait 9 days to shave anymore because then it hurts,
Then
Then
you're
it hurts.
ripping it out. No, you can't do that.
Yeah,
You got to
that
do
hurts
it
so bad.
earlier's better, but only to a certain degree. Like
Every
I
two
shaved this
days.
morning. What the hell is it? Tuesday. I will shave again Thursday.
Uh-huh.
Probably and probably at the end of the day, not at the beginning. Because it's sort of like you just sort of feel like, do I want to go to bed? And do you sleep differently if you have different facial hair?
No, not really.
No? You shave
No.
your neck?
Yeah, I do
You
all the
shave the
time.
front? Do you shave the back?
Back of mine? Oh, that's a good question. No, I
Yeah, I
don't.
mean, when
I
you're
can't
old, you
see
get the
back
like,
there. I can't
oh,
see. What am I gonna do? I don't got eyes at the back of my head.
I always do ever since my partner is really funny when we went to a show, partner at Global Securities Information long ago, Harrison, and he's looking at these guys, these sales guys that come in, and it's like and they looked sloppy. And one of the things that he commented on was the hair on their neck, and that they were it's like, why couldn't you just like clean up a little bit? People people notice details. And if you have a salesperson that's sloppy, and you're trying to sell to a customer that's detailed, you're going to have a problem. And he's absolutely right.
Nose
And
hair for me is that way.
yeah, I
I
can't.
hate
If you got,
nose hair, but for myself, it's so hard to cut. I can't cut
did
it
you ever
properly.
see
I don't know how to do it
uh
properly.
the Office guy? Who was that?
Michael Scott.
Michael Scott when he did the Jesus thing. Did you ever see
Oh,
that?
oh my, that's a deep reference. Bruce Almighty. Yeah.
Remember when he had nose hair?
Yes. And it
Did
would
you see the
grow and grow
beginning
and
of
grow.
that when he was squirting shaving cream into his nose and taking a razor blade and razoring it out? And
I vaguely remember that. Yeah, I
oh my
don't
God,
really.
it was the most horrible thing. And I was just like, oh God. Because he had a nose that had this like the septum area exposed, whereas mine's not exposed.
That's
So
mine. Mine's
the
exposed.
ear's
Yeah.
exposed, so you have more problems. So you're gonna have more craps showing up
100%.
sooner than people like me. I can hide it because I have little what do you call them?
Hole
Chipmunk pouches.
covers.
I have
Yeah.
chipmunk pouches up there.
Chipmunk pouches.
Well, maybe that's not the right
Well,
one
you see the
words, but
ones where
yeah.
the people wax their nostrils on the inside. They get a Q-tip and they have the black wax and then they put it up there. And somebody tried to do that on the internet and they weren't a professional. And then they got stuck and they couldn't breathe. It was bad. They had to breathe through their mouth the whole time. Really, really bad.
Stupid.
Well, you're not
Yeah,
supposed to
but
jam it all the way up there either. You're supposed to go
no, but
in the
also,
front.
I mean, there's a point where, when you got people taking, you know, what are all the worms that people were eating, the horse tranquilizers and all that kind of stuff to
Ketamine,
try to no, to stop ketamine's fun.
tapeworm.
Uh, uh no, oxychloroform or something like that,
Uh,
and it's a horse dewormer. And then
oh,
they were taking drinking. There's people in the Midwest that drank bleach to get rid of COVID, and
I remember that. Yeah,
then they had
that's
a
how you
bunch of people go
clean
to the
the
hospital.
inside
And
of the body. That's how you clean the inside of the body.
well, you tend to worry that uh should you save them?
Yeah, I don't know. I do want to
But
get my nostrils professionally waxed, though. I will say that.
yeah,
Yeah, I do want to do that.
I think here's the problem if you do that, and as someone who was a had his back waxed, uh, it really isn't that big a deal when they do it, and it looks beautiful for about 4 or 5 days, and then it starts to grow back, and it itches like nothing you've ever had. It's not like facial itching; it itches beyond itch,
But this is your
and
nose. It's
and
different than your
yeah, I
back.
don't know how it's gonna. I'm telling you how it reacts on the back, and then you want to get it done again immediately to get rid of the itch. And a lot of times, these places that do this have things that, in my case, I'm allergic to. So I get
Yeah.
a virus, and I have to take penicillin for 5 days, and that happened like 3 different times, 4 different
Some people
times.
get acne really, really bad from
This is
that.
not
Yeah.
Bacne. This is a like. it's like poison ivy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Back knee is actually acne, and I can understand that because I remember that when I was 18, 19 years old. I work construction, and you have all that shit roll down your back and get dirty, and you try to clean it, and then you get an ingrown hair or whatever, and get a zit, and you'd have to go against a post and try to pop it and all that kind of
Oh,
disgusting, nasty stuff. This is where they strip your back's whisper clean, and the stuff that they're using or the hands that they're using or the instrument or the wax or something that they're using has something that you're allergic to, and or it has a viral amoeba that your body has a weakness to. And what I had is like some I had to take penicillin. I mean, just like getting the clap.
yeah, pretty much.
But
Back
I
clap.
mean, and I took that for 5 days and it had to kill it. I mean, it was like crazy. And this was probably 2 or 3 out of 7 or 10 times. And
Oh
I was
wow.
just like, I don't care. And it didn't, I mean, and it's like you want yourself to be presentable and beautiful and great looking for the regular world, but for the most part, you want it for your partner.
I'd
And
only
I'm,
wax my back to go down water slides faster. That's
oh
the only
yeah, no,
reason. Yeah.
I did it because I wanted to be, you know, uh, uh, I want to be Mr. Perfect shape, like, uh, rich man guy. That when you go out there, that you have the big chest and all that. And I was working out and lifting and all that kind
Were
of
you? When
stuff.
was
And
this?
I don't know the first time I tried it, the second time, the third time, I don't know, the seventh
No, no,
time,
when you were
the
working
14th
out.
time.
I'm curious. I didn't know that
I'm doing
you.
it now. You
No, no,
know,
no. Consistently went to the gym when you were waxing your back. I never knew
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I did that with Matt for a while. I did that
Uh,
with before Matt. I had a different. I think I had a different trainer. I'm trying to remember if I
really?
did.
I
Yeah, I
didn't
might
know
have had a
that.
different trainer. That was yep, like before you're born. We're talking a long
Uh,
time ago.
yeah.
You know, and just ugly, ugly, ugly. You think about that. But shaving. When you think about shaving, it's something that you start. It's as a kid, I wanted to shave. I wanted to have a beard. I wanted to do that. I got to the point where I could, and then I couldn't every day, and I couldn't grow a beard. And I want to grow a beard. I want to grow. I really want to grow a mustache. I
Hmm.
want a big furry mustache because when I was growing up, like Tom Selleck, the big giant fat mustache is what I was looking for. Was a handlebar thing, and I couldn't do that. And then I finally got to the came where I got all the facial hair and all that stuff. And then it's like I got to shave every day because I had to present a certain image. And then at the end of that, I was like, damn, I went from never shaving to shaving occasionally to shaving all the time. And now I'm back to occasionally shaving. And I'm thinking like, wow. And there's times I said, wow, wouldn't it be cool if you could take a pill and it was like a facial hair growth suppressant?
That's kind of like Nair.
Yeah, well,
You rub Nair on, just takes it off.
I don't know what Nair does. Does it cut the hair or does it kill it doesn't kill the follicle, so it's going to come back, right?
I don't know. It might kill.
So
It doesn't kill.
you got
It
to be
takes it right off
real
though.
careful with weird chemicals on your face because
Yeah.
the worst thing you want is something that only kills some of the follicles because right now when I grow a beard, I look like Santa Claus, dude.
Yeah.
I am like full on old grandpa. And a lot of people I work with are like, my God, you look old as shit. You know, they
Uh,
sugarcoat it for me every time. Pam on the West Coast, my God, you're old. Stop that. Can you get rid of that beard? And I have people that just tell me straight to my face how bad it is. And I'm just sort of like, no,
I
man,
don't
I'm
think it's
tough.
bad. I never thought it was bad.
Mhm.
I thought you looked different, but I don't really think that it was
Yeah.
bad.
Well,
Yeah.
grandpa is what it is and old. And, right now with gray hair or white or whatever you call it, I look old enough.
Hmm.
A lot of people my age dye their hair like black hair. What do
Like
you think of that?
yeah, a couple people I know do that.
Yeah. Can't name them because you know too many of them.
Yeah.
And and you're like, wow, how are you the same age as my dad and your hair is jet black? It's because your name's Ronald Reagan. Remember that? He was like 65 and they're like, does he dye his hair? People were actually asking that as if it was
That's so
a
funny.
real question. And you're like, well, only his hairdresser really knows. And it's like, no, they don't. He dyes his hair. Don't be stupid.
Well, that's like all those
Yeah.
70-year-old men that have six packs, and it's like, oh, are they on anabolic steroids? Of course they are. Yes, yes, they
Yeah.
are. And it's like some people say, oh, well, I'm not on anabolic steroids. I'm on TRT, which is just testosterone replacement therapy, which is still injecting testosterone into your body. So
So if you
yes,
do that,
yeah,
I mean, doesn't that make your wee wee smaller? I mean,
it
aren't you
makes
sort of
that's trenbolone
okay?
specifically. Testosterone is different.
Hmm.
Trenbolone shrinks your nut sack specifically, not your overall sexual function.
Okay.
Testosterone, if anything, is gonna it heighten your
Encourage
sexual
you.
function. Yeah.
Okay.
Which I mean, honestly, if you're going to the doctor this much, you should get a DEXA scan and then get a testosterone read and see how what your test levels are at, and then
Hmm.
see if you want to level it off and get it back to where it was. I mean, like it's not crazy, right? It's
Yeah.
not a crazy thing to think about.
So are you saying that you think that my testosterone level is lower?
I don't know. It really depends on what your muscle synthesis is like and
Yeah.
how easily you're putting muscle on, your sex drive, and then also there's one other thing that I was going to talk about that testosterone leads to. Well, it's also it affects your skin. It affects so many things. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Oh
really
wow.
does. Yeah, and your metabolism. I mean, it affects a lot of things.
Hmm.
I mean, if you're going to the doctor already, you might as well do it. You might as well
Yeah.
get your test levels read. I'm pretty
When
sure it would
when
be like
it's
another $4 to insurance or something, but you never know.
Medicare covers everything, man.
Well, there you go. What do
It's
we have for
wonderful.
time here?
Oh, we're here. We're done. We're done. We're
Well,
good.
this is fantastic. That
Wow.
was easy. That's
Great episode.
shaving. Come back next week and we'll do another one of these. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. That's on Thursday. We're recording this on what day? November 25th.
Oh my
November
gosh,
25th,
11:25.
11:25. All right, we'll talk to you later. Go check out the website. Bye bye.